The most important word that creatives forget about is value. Hey creators, Aimon here, and this is where I help you master your creative mindset. So almost every creative I've ever met is mostly into creating for themselves. And I understand that because, I'm also a creative. And when it comes down to it, I want to make art that I enjoy. I want to make art, that would potentially change the life of past me. I want to make art that I think is sick. But as a creative, you also have to make money to survive. I mean, not necessarily depending on your goals, but if you do want to actually make something of yourself as an artist, then you are eventually actually going to have to make some money off that thing so that you can continue to invest in your creative project and get better and create more of that thing. So how do you do that? And again, I have a bunch of creative friends, and I went through this as well, trying to run a creative business where they're actually trying to, make money off of the thing that they love by providing a videography or photography service or by opening a music studio so that, people can come in and produce, or bands can practice, or, people can get their songs mastered there, whatever it may be. And this warms my heart so much. And I used to be in this position as well. I struggled for a very, very long time to actually make money off of my art. And now I'm very thankful to be in a position where all of my knowledge about, business and art and marketing has accumulated to the point where I am actually making, a decent wage off of creating art. And the main thing that I see all of these people missing is fully grasping the concept of value. You see, unfortunately, we do live in a value economy now. Capitalism is running the world, if you haven't noticed. And if you want to make money, you have to kind of fit into that mold a little bit. And especially as an artist, this is not something that you want to hear. This is not something that you want to conform to or fit into. In fact, you probably hate it. And I understand that as well. But you don't necessarily have to give in and become a capitalist. All you have to do is really understand the word value. Because if your art provides value to other people, then you will find yourself getting a monetary return. It's just that simple. So to dive into it a little bit deeper, if you're a music producer, and if you're creating music that gives people valuable experiences, allows them to connect with their emotions, and then they want to share that with their friends, or if they can dance to it at a music festival, or all of these things, if they can cry to it, then that's providing value to them, and they're going to listen to that over and over again. And then you're going to make money off Spotify, or they're going to purchase your songs, right? As a filmmaker or a photographer, if you're working with local businesses and you're providing media that has so much value that it's going to actually make them money, then you're going to get paid handsomely for that as well. Now, this is a pretty obvious concept, right? We all know this, but is it the thing that we're thinking about? Is it at the forefront of our mind when we are creating what we are creating? How can you provide additional value? How can you provide more value than they think they're actually going to get? So to dive into one example, if you're a local filmmaker, you're working with businesses and you're really fantastic at making videos, right? They book you for a video, you create the video, you send it to them, you're done. You think you're sick, they pay you a bit of money, and it's all good, dude, right? But you can take it to the next level. What happens if you provided them a PDF with the 10 steps of how to actually implement their video to get results with that media? What happens if you are managing their expectations throughout the entire process with emails and text messages and phone calls? Because a lot of people don't actually know how the process works, right? And then they feel much more calm and relaxed, like you're guiding them through the whole process. And then what happens if you, over deliver a little bit and deliver, a couple of extra little pieces of content, be it, 30-second snippets, which take you 2 minutes to export out of your editing program, or, a little loop or two for social media, a couple of still images, just going above and beyond to over deliver on value. And then you let them know how they can implement those pieces of media to get even more leads so that they can get even more business. These are some of the things that we could be thinking about as artists. And I understand that filmmaking example is quite a specific example. But if you just do some brainstorming and actually have a think about what can I do to actually ensure I'm providing the maximum amount of value? And again, if this is just at the forefront of your mind, because we live in a value economy, And the more value you can provide to somebody else, the more that they'll tell a bunch of people about how amazing you are and how you just over-delivered on all this value that they didn't even expect. You know, they thought they were getting one thing, but they actually got so much more than that. And so, I don't know, for example, if you're a music producer, maybe you have a TikTok. As much as I'm fully against TikTok, I do not recommend doing this. I'm not about it. Maybe you're making little meme videos on there that's actually providing extra value to your audience, and then they go and check out your music because of that, and that creates this shareability and this more value, and then they can go to your Instagram where you're posting more memes. And again, this takes thinking outside of the box, and it's going to take more effort on your part, at least initially, right? But when you have this momentum built and you're running a well-oiled machine where you have all the systems in place, and it's really easy to just do all of these things because it's natural to you, because you know the true benefit of this in 12 months time, in 5 years time. Because if you really want to make it as an artist, make it, you know, actually live off of your art, then you can't be thinking about the next job. You have to be thinking about 5 years from now. And that means that you're thinking about winning a huge label contract with a specific label. You're thinking about working with a particular client that's going to give you a $50,000 contract or something. You know, and the actions that you're taking today with these smaller clients or these smaller audiences, that is going to get you to the position you need to be in, where all of those things fall into place, where you actually get the thing that you want in 5 years' time. And the reason I'm so passionate about this topic again is because I've been lucky enough to have some fantastic business mentors and aggressively learn about business and marketing. And that's the quickest way that you can level up your creative project or your creative business if you're thinking about making money off it, is by learning about marketing. And I would recommend Marketing Made Simple by Donald Miller, as I probably have 100 times on this channel already. And I'm sorry, but also I'm not sorry, okay? But that's essentially it. Just a short reminder that if you can keep at the forefront of your mind that what you're doing is providing value, and if you can maximize that value for other people, naturally you will receive that value back. And that might be thinking about it in a selfish way, but it's not, because, you know, really, if you're thinking about how much value you can provide to other people, then that's not selfish at all, because it will just come back around, I guarantee it. But you have to stay consistent, and you have to think about the word value, because it's what I see most creators lacking. And again, this can kind of kill your creative vibe as well, but it depends on your goals. If you want to make money from it, this is the game. And if you want to win, you have to play. Thanks for watching this episode of Creative Philosophy, guys. I'll see you in the next one.